everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you hear me. Give me a chat. Give me a chat. Hello, everybody. It's the Stayin' Home Again World Tour. The 5th gig on our tour. My name's Willie Wisely, and I'll be here to help you through this Mother's Day afternoon. We're going to track through my Wisely album. Right there. We're going to track this puppy song for song and explore what the songs are all about and what the music is all about. Hi, Lori. Can you hear me? All good there? All good on the audio end of things? Question mark. Let me know that we're live, and then I will get started. Can you hear me? SMH. Hello, sir. Welcome. Can you all hear me? Okay, great. We are set. I'm going to let it roll. The Wisely album in its entirety. Everything I own is all aboard. Turn off the lights, slide the key underneath the door. I look at you, you look at me, we look around, and then we realize there's nothing left to do. I'm on my way, really on my way, really on my way, no one said a word until the parking lot. Take good care of yourself, you're all you got. I said goodbye and so did you, in no one mood. We looked into each other's eyes and seeing what we see. I'm on my way, really on my way, yeah. Really on my way, somewhere. No, you won't go there, but I can stay here. Well, you say I never asked you to. Why ask when I already knew? I look at you, you look at me, we couldn't see the sky we're standing in. Still here we are. I'm on my way, really on my way, yeah. Really on my way, somewhere. No, you won't go there, but I can stay here. A song we wrote about saying goodbye in the driveway. A song about a love affair ending. Well, how sad is that on Mother's Day? I'd like to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. I've called mine. I should have sent her a card. Now I feel bad. And because of the sequestration, I haven't seen her in an age. I miss my mom. But she seemed okay. She heard from her 3 kids today. Lori, SM, Mark, SM. Oh, Seaton and Jess. Hello. Great to see you guys. You're all initialed today. Tim Tom, great track, man. All right, there we go. Appreciate the nice words. And Mark Barry, nice hat. Thank you. Oh, I didn't mean to take it off. Okay. Tim Tom, great track. Oh, thank you for living and loving. Jeff Clark, my favorite song. Right on. Mr. Prince, Ms. Prince, I miss the old Creamery concerts. Oh, I recognize you. Yes, those were great shows. Jeff Clark, thank you for the compliment. I owe you a song, Jeff Clark, for your show, for your quarantine show. All right, Britt, thanks for the good sounds, the good vibes. Randy's in town. Uplifting and melancholy at the same time, and that is sort of what this OXOX album is about. It's love songs with just a slight pinch to them, an uncomfortable pinch. So I'm a little sorry that it's Mother's Day, or we're supposed to keep things happy, but we'll designate some love times for moms later in the set. Okay. Ann Grove, love this album. Thank you very much. Randy Anderson sounds awesome. Appreciate it, you guys. Okay, moving on. And before we get to Mother's Day, we're just going to get a little bit political. A little bit political. This is really a fun song to play on the guitar. But nothing else about the song is particularly fun. It just reminds me of how disappointed I always am in our leaders. I always like to say, war is obsolete. War doesn't achieve anything anymore. It doesn't get you what you want. What would it be like without war? Maybe war is obsolete. Maybe anything you want to accomplish in this life should not be done through violence. It's not an original thought. And I'm no Gandhi, but I would have to say that his way, MLK's way, is the way. We stood to watch it fall, the wall that cut us all disintegrates into everyone. The things you felt were real, impossible to conceal. Fear melts away into joy. So why are we still fighting the cancer? We all know the question follows the answer. And every day I grow a little bit farther from you. And love grows smaller in the dim and the color of your cracked worldview. I met a lot of people and people are divided, it's true. But every day's a reason for a shorter season of your cracked worldview. Sky turned orange blaze, gone aerosol in the same like brotherhood, swallowed everyone. That's when we knew we'd been blind. It crawled inside our mind and said no one loves nobody. Well, we know the love and we know the anger now. Look in the mirror, there stands a stranger. And every day I grow a little bit calmer from you. And love grows smaller in the din and the holler of the cracked worldview. I met a lot of people and people are divided, it's true. But every day's a reason for a shorter season of your cracked worldview. Yeah! All right. One thing I discovered about this album is that there's a lot of songs that sort of end with like sus chords and chords that aren't that aren't necessarily the chord that the key the chord that the song is in the key of. You know, normally you just add, you know, finish a song with and it's an E, right? But a lot of my songs are more like yeah, like ending with some tension or something. So we're moving on from Cracked Worldview. I'm going to still try and keep up with your amazing, wonderful comments. Musical, Aaron Bennett. Hey, man, hello. What do you got to say? Hey, Willie, how about a tune from Coffee the Musical? Oh, man, I owe you one. I owe you one. I got to go back and learn those. Maybe we'll do a coffee episode of the Stayin' Home Again World Tour. And eventually, like, once we maybe hit double-digit tour dates on this tour, it seems like we might have to call it Stayin' Home Yet Again Tour. I've done really well with the sequestration. It's been a very productive time for me, and luckily my job is okay and pretty locked and in the situation. So I'm very lucky, but I am starting to go a little batshit crazy. Yeah, it's getting a little much. The mask is starting to seem like a prison, even though I don't really see anyone or I'm not around people a whole lot, but just the mask is becoming a real drag. All right. Yes, Mark Berry, peace. We're all for it. Randy, hi, Susan. Oh, who's Susan on the line here? Are you saying hi to my mom? I think you're saying hi to my mom, aren't you? Randy, thank you. Give peace a chance. Yep, absolutely, Tim. All right, Aaron, I owe you a track from Coffee the Musical. Yes. And we had a reading of that in like 2014 in New York, but it never made it to a stage. But it's still back burner there. Love this song and this music. Thank you very much. And I cannot remember how to pronounce my Japanese friend's name. Thank you very much. Arigato. And Randy. Okay, there we go. We're back to the banners. We're moving off of Cracked Worldview. I'm going to keep up with this today. And we're going to do Tokyo Arbor. And this song, as I wrote in my, if you all are on my email list, if you aren't on my email list, you can sign up for it on my Facebook artist page, or just I don't know, email me. wwisely@mac.com, and I'll put you on my email list. But in my email list, I'm trying weekly to put out the origin stories of these albums. And I actually only got through side one of this album because it was 3 a.m. and I had to stop. But I did the first 6 songs. And for Tokyo Arbor, I mentioned that Cracked Worldview, the song that I just sang, was sort of an anger note to our leadership, our country. I personally wasn't very much behind how we responded to the Iraq War, and I thought it was interesting to put these on the record next to each other. This sort of "I hate you, the United States." I know, Ilhan Omar. Okay, anyway, no one hates the United States. Okay, everyone's grateful. But I was angry at our response to the war. And Japan has always been a place that I've idealized. Obviously, in World War II with the Emperor, it wasn't a place to idealize. Everything changes, right? But I'll tell you, it's a culture that so cherishes music and so cherishes. I have an itch in my back. Can anyone scratch it? Oh, thank you. Oh, God. Oh, left. All right, perfect. Okay, it's still there. Oh, well, I'll suffer for you. And Japan. I idolize that place. Obviously, I've been to Japan for 3 tours. Haven't been there in a while, and I really need to construct another one. It would be fun, but it's just, of course, very difficult. But maybe when the sequestration is over and the kids are in college. In the meantime, I wrote a song, a love letter to that country, and putting it next to the song where I was angry at my home country seemed sort of fitting. And I actually had there's a video somewhere online of me actually playing this in a Tokyo arbor. And that is indeed the name of the song. Oh, I need a different guitar. Oh, who do we got on the wall today? I mean, should we be talking about this? ELO, Pete Townsend. Well, we'll save Willie Wisely for last. Concert for Bangladesh. Yeah, this is amazing packaging. George Harrison lost an enormous amount of money on this project, but he really wanted to contribute and make a monolith of this amazing event that occurred. He's a beautiful human being. Diana Ross, the strangest. What do you that is the strangest Diana Ross cover ever. Anyway, I enjoy the album. Donovan, James Brown, ABBA, South Pacific. I'm all there. Lee Michaels. Anyone remember him? One hit wonder. The P-Man. Okay. Continuing on with Tokyo Arbor.
Looks like the clouds gave us a break. Dream life, you're gonna burn me with your face. Just another night before days begin to crawl. Just another night before snowbanks decorate this house. Another winter time on Tokyo Harbor to change your ways. Flagstone, you've got a moss for every mood. Jasmine tree, I'm gonna breathe you till I'm bruised. Just another night before days begin to crawl. Just another night before gravity decorates your house. Another winter time on Tokyo Harbor. Twin waterfalls split the icy shade. Snowflakes vanish into blackened water. Another year all for you to change your ways. Feline, supine, in the shade of sundial frown. Are you gonna change things or treat me strangely? 'Cause it's gonna snow until I drown. Another winter time on Tokyo Harbor. Twin waterfalls split the snowflakes vanish into black and water. Another year I'll wait for you to change your ways.
All right, that's Tokyo Arbor. I don't know if anybody ever noticed, but on the recording on the Wisely album, right here, this one, I was trying to make that sound as much like a classic period Fleetwood Mac song as possible, even with the cymbal hits that weren't on the one, not at the top of the bar when you 1, 2, 3, 4, crash. Mick Fleetwood would often do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, or 1. So we were getting into the minutia of our heroes there. All right, going to the banners, clicking to our next song, and going to the comments and seeing who's here. Jeff Clark. All right, and yes. Jeff, I will definitely get you the song that I promised, the kids-oriented song. Jeff is has his little son, his cute little son, is hosting a little miniature television show, and I'm going to contribute a live performance to that. It's kind of a variety show. And let's see, moving back. All right, here we go. Back to the banners, back to the comments. We'll turn y'all off and moving. Little shout out to Mick Fleetwood. All right. Unfamiliar. This one was written with, I'd like you to look up a band when you have some spare time. The Hang-Ups. The Hang-Ups. 3 words. Minneapolis band in the 90s. I met Brian Ty, the lead songwriter, or one of the songwriters. When he was just a teenager, he came up into the First Avenue office where I was working, and I was booking new band night, and he came in with his band's first cassette. And like I wrote in my weekly email to you guys, my blog post, the cassette blew me away. And as a person booking at a nightclub back in the late 1980s, you're getting thousands of cassettes and press kits all the time, just paper, cassettes, and not even CDs yet, really. And you had to throw them away. There's nothing you could do with them. But Brian's I always kept, and I've just loved every album of the Hang-Ups ever since. And I had the pleasure of writing with Brian on this song. He came visiting to LA. He was visiting his publisher, I think, and he stopped by my apartment in Hollywood to write a song with me, and we finished this one really, really quickly. Oh, some more nice comments coming. Hey, Benno. Bugs. I know Benno loved the Hang-Ups too. And Benno and I wrote some great songs. Darn it. Did we write any on this record? Benno, I think you and I wrote one on Turbo Sherbert. We co-wrote one. Where else have I played? Oh, yeah, Benno. Last week we did True, and Everybody Fears the Lord was a song that I tracked on that. Hi, Kathy. Great to see you. And who we got here? Mr. McCartney, hello. The Hang-Ups. You love the Hang-Ups too? Hawaii knows about the Hang-Ups. Love it. All right, I wrote this one with Brian. Brian's a very easygoing fellow. His new band, Starfolk, is awesome. And we wrote the song. It just flowed. This is another one that I have never, ever played live. I don't even think we played it live. Peter Smith, my producer on this album, if you're watching, maybe you can chime in. I don't think we played Unfamiliar at the gig. But I do remember the gig was pretty star-studded, and there are a lot of cool people there and on stage. So that was exciting. More about that later. But Peter was the producer on the album, and he brought some heavyweight people to the table. Right on. And anyway, you beautiful human being, I hope you're out there. I don't think we played Unfamiliar at the gig. In other words, I haven't played this one since we recorded it, so bear with me. No excuses. Hey.
The taste of mud, the taste of silver. I'm still in Catalina, collecting caterpillar climbing ladders. I am your friend in the throes of something wicked. I am your friend, but does it matter? The sun is sweet and all, but soon the sweetness dies. The taste of mud is not unfamiliar. Summer hanging on too long, unfamiliar to me. Now you've become you send no word, and all that I can do is guess about your life. You left me every day since memory replaced the anger. Feet in the sand and all, but soon the sea will rise. The taste of mud is not unfamiliar. Summer hanging on too long, unfamiliar to me. Now you've become unfamiliar. If you're well, let me know, but not too much, 'cause it would hurt to hear your laughter. Your laughter. The sun is sweet and all, but soon the sweetness dies. Unfamiliar to me, summer hanging on too long. Can you become unfamiliar? That's all I got going on. Unfamiliar to me. Now you've become unfamiliar. It's the worst way you could be.
There's another one of those modal last ending chords for you, just to so that your love songs have a little pinch at the end. Oh, story continued. Oh, foiled again. All right. Deb, hello. I know, under the cherry moon. You got it. You got it, girl. All right. Good eyeballs. Yeah, I wish I could do more albums. Every week they're different. Under the cherry moon. What a crazy sounding record that is. That record to me sounds all wrong. All the gated snares and all the murky murk. And it's just like, what machines was he dabbling with on that record? But it is so fantastically wrong. You know, very little from the 80s really, you know, the tonal quality it's just kind of brutal, or it's just not in vogue anymore. But that Under a Cherry Moon was so brutal and so edgy. It's just no other record sounds like it, man. All right. Let's see. Randy, thank you for the lovely words. Gail, thank you for the clapping. Appreciate that. I mean, Kathy Gale. And Kathy saying hello to Michael. Right on. We got friends online. Diane, hello. Good to have you back. Benno. All right, we are heading to our banners. We're going to click a new song. It's a good time to just be a little bit of a mercenary boy, and remind everybody that I pressed this album onto vinyl, and that you can buy it at my Bandcamp store. No problem. It's easy. Bandcamp or bandcamp.williewisely.com, something like that. You'll find me. Anyway, that's kind of cool. I didn't feel like putting a big picture of myself on the cover, so I put some of at the time, my young daughter's scribbling on there, and then I had my dear friend Pete Rosenzweig just sort of make me an icon, for this album. And we actually used the font from the Parador record on that. And then the background is a favorite T-shirt of mine that I still have, and the T-shirt is inside out to just sort of obscure, but it creates this lovely fabric texture. And then a pocket of my favorite jeans is the back texture with all the lyrics and everything. Anyway, it's super affordable on it's the price of it is almost cheaper than the shipping on my website. And also it comes with compact discs. I love this. This is from a day gone by. There we go. Brand new Wisely for fans of Elliott Smith, Ron Sexsmith, who is just I love that guy, man. And of course, Paul McCartney, not to be confused with Michael McCartney. Oh, boy, I bet you never gotten that one before, Michael, right? Michael's in the audience tonight. Anyway, that's Wisely and the CD. And then, not many people know, but we made these Stork T-shirts as well. And they're heathered cotton gray. And they have this crazy stork design on them. Can you see that? Like, what is the stork thinking? I guess the stork is thinking about hugs and kisses. It's cool. That's a great T-shirt for kids or for moms, right? And that's the back. Anyway, so thank you for sitting through that. You've all been most generous with your time. We're moving on to, we've done Tokyo Opera, we've done Unfamiliar, and now we move on to, I guess, this was sort of the lead emphasis track at the record label at the time, with California. I remember they made a little video of it, of just the chorus, which I think is still online somewhere. It's funny what persists. Who's been to their MySpace page lately? I have not been to my MySpace page lately. Hey, Joe, welcome. Okay. All right. So yeah, MySpace. Whoo. I still, like, once a year I'll get a reminder that, Blue Harvey Montserrat, has left me a message at MySpace. Anyway, we're moving on. California. I don't need to know the chords of this one. I remember it. I don't need to know. Okay. Yeah, this one wound up in a lot of my sets. A lot of this album I didn't bring to my live sets over the years, but California has been a staple, mostly because it's such a blast to play. And in fact, one person who really liked the song wanted me to put a tutorial of what I'm playing online. I really should. I should do one of those, James Taylor things where they mount a camera inside the guitar and you get to watch his fingers from inside the guitar. Oh, that's what he's doing to make that. There is a young cowboy. All right, we're moving on to California. California was written, as I said in my blog, for and as many of you know who are on my email list, I emailed this as well. This song was originally written for, I think, an ad, and they needed California types of images, which actually inspired the opening line. And it just quickly, the song took a very artistic direction, and we knew wasn't going to be suitable for an ad. I wrote the song with Linda Good. She is a popstress in Los Angeles. Kathy, I know you know Linda, Kathy Gale. And Linda's just an extremely talented person. We wrote this in her apartment in Hollywood, and her duplex or quad, and she was on piano. And I think it shows. I think you can tell that I was mostly concerned. She was driving like the music, and I was sort of following her on guitar. It's just a lot of pianistic chords. And so it created a lot of creative guitar solutions and a lot of inversions, things that are easy to do on a piano, but a little more hard on the guitar. And I was so proud when I finally worked this song out on guitar and could play it. The guitar playing became a big part of why I like to communicate the song. So check it out, and we'll do a microscopic version of this online someday, right?
California's killing me. She's outside waiting in the Cherokee. Wasted hours on a Ouija board. I've got more friends here than I can afford. Well, maybe for tonight, green lights will arrive down sunset. Jumped into a dream and drove, got to the beach almost. Don't let clouds stop us now, 'cause I adore you. I wanna fly, I wanna float, I'm coming down your coast, trying to breathe here. How come no one warns you, California? 14 freaks on a magic bus. It's not exactly how I pictured us. Hanging out beside the golden door. There's something missing here I can't ignore. Well, no one understands your circles in the sand like me. Boom. Jumped into a dream and drove, got to the beach almost. Don't let the clouds stop us now, 'cause I adore you. I wanna fly, I wanna float, I'm coming down your coast, trying to breathe here. How come nobody wants you, California? California, whoa. California's a funky place. Jumped into a dream and drove, got to the beach almost. Don't let your clouds stop us now, 'cause I adore you. I wanna fly, I wanna float, I'm coming down your coast, trying to breathe here. How come nobody wants you, California? California, oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that was a workout. Hey, I forgot I was online. That is a good sign. I actually forgot that I was live streaming. That's cool. That might be the first time. It took 5 gigs to reach that elevation. Okay, you are about to find out how long it takes me to I just had an idea. Hang on, stand by. Here we go. Typing something out. You're going to find out how long it takes this old man to take a mid-show bathroom break. All right, share my screen. I'm gonna do something fun for you. I'm sure most of you have never seen this, and it's pretty wackadoodle. I was driving across the country and wanted to make a video for my new album, and so I stepped out of the car. Then I stepped out of my clothes. And made this video. So I'm going to do this.
I'd love to be your mistress for a day, to be wanted, then ushered discreetly away, to be needed, not needful. An hour forgets, it only requires quietly getting undressed. But I've got no taste for love held by a pin. To always be happy, waiting for nothing but wind. I'd love to be your forest tonight, ageless, erotic, good place to die, bending no fences to guard my frontier, hissing on moss marks the end of the year. But I'm not much for the parties or these suckers with saws in their hands. To always be happy, waiting for nothing. I'd love to have a writer's career, topping your insults and growing my beard, giving love on my own fabulous terms, addressing the dead without waiting my turn. But I'm not much for books, and with you I don't know where to begin. To always be happy, waiting for nothing but wind. I'll always be happy here, waiting for nothing.
All right. Did that?
Sleep is all
Oh, hang on.
it should.
All right, there we go. All right. Did that resonate with anyone? Oh yes. Mark Copeland wants to know, is this the infamous Behind the Wheel series? Yes. And I made I think 110 videos while I toured in support of the OXOX album, and yeah, just put the thing on the steering wheel and just thought my thoughts aloud, and it would be really fun to go back and see what sort of ridiculousness I was thinking about. Luckily, just So, the top of the steering wheel in a car, I mean, I remember the camera I was dealing with at the time. It was, older technology at the time. I was able to just perfectly put the camera right resting on the horn, and it just was right there. It was actually a pretty good angle. It wasn't too much up the nostril, and how lucky that was. So I didn't have to worry too much about my vanity, which I'm sure you understand. As usual, I'm recording the show over here, and we're just taking a moment to. Kathy has a comment. This song will be known forever as "Bathroom Break." Good. Yeah. So, yeah. I wasn't clear that I went out in the desert, stripped naked, and walked out of sight. It was like Green River, Utah, thereabouts. Maybe it was Green River, Arizona. I think both states have a Green River, and it's the middle of nowhere. Beautiful, beautiful deserts, beautiful plateaus that you saw in the background. And I'm like, there is nobody around here. I am going to park my BMW and walk naked a quarter mile out into the desert. And walk naked a quarter mile out into the desert, and then walk back to the car as I film myself. Or actually, what I did is, I think the song's 3 minutes long. I walked 3 minutes out and walked 3 minutes back. Full nudity. I mean, now that I think about it, though, like you're in gun country. Now we got a hippie walking. We got a hippie walking naked in the desert. Probably asking for a little bit of trouble. But yeah, we don't have to call it Walking in the Desert song. We can just call it Bathroom Break. Nothing But Wind is coming up shortly here. But first, we're going to do a song also about getting naked. This is the first of two songs that I want to dedicate to my wife on Mother's Day today. And I am just deeply, deeply in love with her. And I remember I was having trouble finishing this exact song. I was, as I have for many of my songs, I was beside my grandma's bed, my grandma's pool, and I couldn't finish this last line. And my wife walked up just to say hello or bring me a Coke or something. And I was just like, and the sun was setting, and it was all behind her. And I'm like, you just wrote the last verse, honey. You wrote the last verse. So you'll hear it. It's the bit about the sunset and the mountains behind you. All right. So she has been an amazing mother to my two children, who are now 12 and 14. And I am in awe of her every single day. And today is her day. We woke up real early and made her really, what would you say? Just well-crafted crepes with all sorts of sweet stuffings and nothing savory. But and then we gave her a gift, her placemats that she likes. Okay. Oh, and okay. Mark Copeland says, a decade of the curve. A decade of the curve. I'm going to figure that out. I move on topics too quickly. Kathy Gale, this song, okay, Bathroom Break, a decade before the curve. Mark, you're too clever for me. I don't understand. Seaton, what's going on with you and Jess? I remember that series. Oh, yes. And Paul Grubb, seems like a reasonable thing to do. Oh, yeah, step out in the desert naked. Yes. All right, I'm going to move on. Sorry if I get you all bogged down. I am going to take off the bathroom break. And we're moving on to, it's going to be beautiful. Grubber, I love you. One of my oldest friends in the world, right there, making the best music of his life right now. All right. Nope. All right, this one was me living a fantasy. Sorry to keep repeating my blog, but The origin story on this song is that I was asked to sing actually 2 songs with a cover band. And one of them was Chevy Van. And the other one was the, not Foghat, not Foreigner. For crying out loud, what band was it? Maybe you can tell me. But I wanted to write a song that said, make love in it. I wanted to be the 70s mustachioed boy, just, craving the suntanned neck, feathered hair, California girl. And it was all about love. 70s. The 70s guy. The 70s dad. That's sort of me. Baby, there's something about you. I'm getting all sorts of high with my arms around you. The first time we've waited so long comes along at the right hour. Yeah, well, I think it's alright. Tonight we're gonna make love. When it's gonna be beautiful. Tonight we're gonna make love. When it's gonna be beautiful. I just wanna love you. Don't wanna die before I touch you. In the desert tonight, the sunset and the mountains behind you, the pool light that surrounds you makes me wanna say, come on, come on. Tonight we're gonna make love. When it's gonna be beautiful. Tonight we're gonna make love. When it's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, tonight we make love. When it's gonna be beautiful. Tonight we're gonna make love. Yeah, love be beautiful. Tonight. Beautiful, na na na. Tonight we're gonna make love. And it's gonna be All right, that track is a big one on the album, because Peter Smith, my producer, also the drummer and the bass player on all of these sessions, he's the whole rhythm section. He just rocked that with the coolest beat. And I remember he showed up to the studio one day and he's got Peter has these like beautiful, like googly eyes, and they just pierce through everything. And he's like, I've got it. I've got it. I've been thinking about it. We might have even already recorded his drums on it. He's like, I've got a different beat. And he came in and did this whole thing. And I don't know. I'm no drummer. You don't want to let me near the tubs, but I just remember Peter was so excited to nail this one. And then we got Josh Grange in on guitar, and Josh has played with Katie Lang for years, but tons of heavyweights. I need to stay in touch with that guy. I haven't seen him in ages. What a sweet, sweet character, and one of the best guitarists in the business. Anyway, that was really fun. And I think Tommy Barbarella of the new, of Prince's new power generation. Everything's backwards. Prince's new power generation played, I believe, piano on that song. So yeah, check that out. There's lots of heavyweights. I think, have I played the song yet? No, I won't. Okay, we got a Paul McCartney connection on this album coming up. All right, going to the comments. Here we go. A decade ahead of the curve. What, getting out of my car naked? Mark, you are, again, you're just too smart, too far ahead of me. A decade ahead of the curve. Oh, probably in terms of video to selfies. He's talking about selfie videos. Yes, and selfie videos is what constituted the, what was it called again? That's so much of an airhead I am. 109 videos behind the wheel. Yeah, it was behind the wheel because I was driving. I was on solo tours, and all I would do is drive. And there was a 22-hour drive from like Boston to West Palm Beach, and there was a 17-hour drive from West Palm Beach to New Orleans, I think. And then I'd pretend to go home, like, you know, to gigs in the Midwest, except I lived in California. It was insane. So you had a lot of thoughts and you would take them behind the wheel. And that's what Mark is getting at. Yes. Willie Wisely's Behind the Wheel. Is that it? Is that the title? For some reason, that doesn't sound right. Okay, here we go. We're going on down. We're all very, Seaton writes, we're all very disappointed if your next album is not called Bathroom Break. How about Break the Bathroom? That's a little more rock and roll. Mitch, hello, Mitch. Damn, I didn't get a notice and got busy. I'm here now. Oh, Mitch, I just appreciate you chiming in on so many things in Facebook. It's just always great to hear from you. And, you know, these do get posted afterwards. They're on my, just all you got to do is flow to my, they aren't as good a quality. The live version is better fidelity, visually and or audio. But these are all archived at my YouTube channel and at my Facebook artist page. Love you, Mitch. Britt says, is the band you're trying to remember Bad Company? Yes. No reference is ever lost on Britt Justice. And with that last name, doesn't that make sense? Yes. Thank you, Paul Rogers and Bad Company. Yes. But so the song is closely modeled. Yeah. And that's the last you'll ever hear me talk on that issue. Copyright infringement, etc. Okay. Kathy Gale, I love your claps. I love your claps. Don't give me the clap, but I love your claps. All right. And we're going to banners because it's time to switch from It's Gonna Be Beautiful, and we're moving on. We're tracking my Wisely album that came out in 2000. And this next song, I've already played you the video, but this is another one that maybe never got played live. And boy, this was just I wanted to just do a tonal experiment. I didn't intend for this to start out as any attempt at mimicking an artist. I won't mention what I'm thinking of because I don't want to ruin it for you, but I wasn't mimicking anybody. But I just wanted to make a sound smear, and I didn't want to overthink things. It's just like first chords that come to mind, first lyrics that come to mind. Just do it. You know, a little like last week when we tracked True, I had that 26-minute song called Surreal. Just wanted to turn off the editor for a minute. This one turned out really, really sort of spooky. I really love it. For me, for a moment of indulgence, to me, this might have resonance actually somewhere. This isn't just an abstruse kind of piece of, you know, ugly art that's in front of a Chicago building. in front of an office building in Chicago. Welcome to my mind. I'd love to be a mistress for a day, to be wanted and ushered discreetly away, to be needed, not needful. An hour forgets, it only requires quietly getting undressed. But I've got no taste for love held by a pin. To always be happy, waiting for nothing but wind. I'd love to be a forest tonight, ageless, erotic, a good place to die, bending no fences to guard my frontiers, pissing on moss marks the end of the year. But I'm not much for parties or these fuckers with saws in their hands. To always be happy, waiting for nothing but wind. I'd love to have a writer's career, topping your insults, growing my beard, giving love on my fabulous terms, addressing the dead without waiting my turn. But I'm not much for books, and with you I don't know where to begin. To always be happy, waiting for nothing but wind. And I'll always be happy here, waiting for nothing. No, the picture didn't freeze. I was just depicting nothingness. I had a lyric change idea. I'll always be happy. I'll never be thinking my happy thoughts, waiting for wind. That's terrible. Okay, moving on. Kathy is clapping, and we're going back to the comments. And I've got to remember. Okay, Britt. Hello, Mitch. Hello, Mitch, and thank you for the support. All right. Banners. All right, we are back at Ella. This one's for my daughter. I have told that story a lot, so I'm just going to play it. And this is actually another Mother's Day dedication I want to make to Kay, because it's about our daughter, but it's also about having our daughter and to decide in having our daughter and to and the decisions that we made once we had our daughter. So I've never realized, but a lot of digging up these old songs, it shows new light on them. And this one in particular, I realized it's named Ella, and that's my daughter's name, but it's actually maybe more even about my wife. You kiss my neck and it feels sweet. 1,000 circles draw complete. Deep inside this painful world, love endures. Baby, don't you touch ground. Our paths were never very clear. Our motives might have been impure. But after all this time of love to us, remember surely I'll be there when you're down. Yeah, Ella, don't you touch ground. Oh, cable cars, Manhattan bars, where Sundays last forever. The
things that made us sad seem far away. Baby, don't you touch ground. Yeah. Oh, flatboard schemes, new human beings. Remember once I said never. The things that made us sad seem far away. And so we go following dreams, good or worse or in between. And who'd have thought that with one little girl we could change our world? And baby, don't you touch ground. Yeah, Ella, don't you touch ground. 'Cause I'll be here when you're down. Mommy too. Yeah, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. Yeah, Mommy's here when you're down. There you go. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there and all you mofos too. All right, moving on. Deb loves it. I like. Oh, thank you so much, Mitch. Thank you for your claps. Country Life, Lockhart, Texas. Can you play Rain Can? I am going to do the Rain Can album either next week or the following Sunday here at the Stayin' Home Again World Tour. I so appreciate that. Is that? Let's see. I think I know who Country Life in Lockhart, Texas is. I think I know that gentleman. All right. And going back to any more cool comments. Deb, thanks so much for showing your love. I miss you terribly, honey. All right. Deb's my office wife or whatever you call that. Say hi to Greg. I love you guys. Let's see. Michael McCartney, has Ella ever questioned about almost naming her ELO? You're looking at the first album that I ever bought with my own money. I bought it in Duluth. I guess I stared at that for a long time. So was this 78? 77. Yeah. What an amazing album. And it was very tempting to name my kids Ello or Ringo or who was the guy in the Lovin' Spoonful? He had a Zappo or something. All right. But I demurred. All right, Michael. Lori Biddle, I love how in love you and Kay still are. It works. Hey, you know what? It's a challenge for everybody, right? But you know, I stand in awe of that woman. So thank you for that, Lori. Robert Galinsky, you, my dear friend. Britt, Ella is one of your best. You had a great muse. Oh yes, it does reflect upon the muse. Yeah, those chords in Ella doesn't. It's a song that doesn't really have a chorus. It doesn't have a refrain. Yet I too consider it one of my most well-crafted songs. So that's ironic. Britt, I think you and I even talked about that years ago when I played that house party at Mark Berry's house. Yeah, it's just kind of cool chords. I mean, they're very early Beatle-y chords is what they are. Just a lot of use of minors and color notes. Oh, Britt, you're awesome. Thank you, sir. Arigato. Randy, I'm loving this. I have to watch the previous shows. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Be nice.
Let me get them behind a paywall first. Subscription model. All right. Let's see. Country life. All right, cool. If you're in Lockhart, Texas, you ain't cool. You're hot. Okay. You're hot. I don't know if you have a good butt or not, but you're hot. All right. Michael, the great first record purchase, and it's double album too. Absolutely, yeah. And let's see. Oh, you had it back on 8-track, bought in Milwaukee. Dude, man, these memories are just indelible. We're still talking about ELO's Out of the Blue. Oh, just an amazing album. Yeah, that guy should have been in the Beatles, damn it. Oh, he was. Okay. Moving on to this is the song that I swear to God, I practice hard for these things because I got to learn all these songs that I haven't played in an age. I have yet to get, I've practiced this one probably 8 times this week, and I've yet to do it without multiple errors. So we're going to see. I don't know why it's not the most difficult song. But anyway, I wrote it with a guy whose album cover has been just peeking in over the edge here. See that little gentleman down there? See the little gentleman, that little cutie pie, that little munchkin? Actually, his alternate name is Shmushkin. He's not a munchkin. That's Andras Jones. He came out last year with this incredible album. Does this remind anybody of that Elliot? What's the guy's name? Pop dude, famous pop dude, very Beatle-y. He is the picture of him in a first album in the '60s was in a burned down house. Anyway, Andras Jones came out with All You Get. Amazing lyricist. I wrote a couple songs with him on my Parador album, A Dear Friend, and I wrote this next song with him by my pool in where all the good songs seem to come from. I wrote Vanilla with him poolside at my apartment in Hollywood. And anyway, All You Get is a terrific album. Amazing lyrical joyride. Okay, so very excited. He was playing shows before the quarantine, but that, of course, like all of us, has been quashed. I wrote this with him. There's also a music video for this. I'll post, again, all relevant music videos. I will post the links to after this. My manager at the time, Jeff Gross, I hope Jeff is watching. He is responsible for making the music video for this one, and it's very silly. It's very silly. Jeff and I got together, and it was all silliness all the time. And we made Vanilla, a music video for this song. And it stars a young Alexander Gould, who is an actor. You know him from Weeds. And Cammie Kinney, who I still see here and about. She's a model. And anyway, but you'll have to I'll post the links after the show's done. Nonetheless, it's very important to remember that there's people in my life that have been supportive. A lot of you have supported my music for decades, and it just means there's no new words for it. I can't thank you enough, period. And particularly now in this days of streaming where I don't really have to sell anything to you. You can just go out and enjoy the music. The fact that people go actually press the sideways triangle on my sine waves is just, that sounds kinky. Is just, can I take it as flattery? I don't know. It doesn't have to happen in this universe of universes, and it does. And I thank you. All right. So, we got some more comments, don't we? Mark Berry. So glad you are extending the tour. Yay. Yeah. I want to at least get through all my albums. Saw you back when okay. All right, Mr. Lockhart, Texas. Yeah, Milwaukee was very kind to our Willie Wisely trio. I played there a whole lot. And now living south of Austin. Hello, Austin. We love it. All right, Seaton says, if you're contemplating covers, sweet, sweet is the night, and you are here. Dark, dark is the day you disappeared. I haven't heard that one in years. Or was that a Bee Gees song? I think I was sort of singing that like the Bee Gees. All right. And No, not Elliott Smith, Kathy Gale. I was trying to think of he's a 60s, 70s guy. Chris Price recently produced his comeback record. Come on, I can never remember this guy's name. Oh God. Well, you'll think of it, Kathy. It's right up your wheelhouse there. Right in your wheelhouse. Sorry, phrased that poorly. All right, John Beeman, hello. Yeah, support. You do, man, for a long time, John Beeman. All right, we're going back to Vanilla. Wow. Okay, I hope you don't mind the sidetracks. Vanilla. It's all. The only other thing I want to say about this is that Vanilla is a girl's name. It's a code name for a very specific girl, and actually, she still has a budding music career, and Andras was I can't give any more details, but it was a love affair that wasn't happening.
She said no in the sweetest way. I think I took it well. And then as I walked away, I could tell, she could tell, I'm much better off without that hopeful pang of doubt. 'Cause all I think about is vanilla. Vanilla, vanilla. So for a while we hide our eyes, sip our drinks, dip our fries, think of all those little lies we can tell. We can tell ourselves I'm better off without her hopeful pang of doubt. 'Cause I can't figure out vanilla. Vanilla, vanilla, you're melting and I'm till the ice in my Coke melts, till the CD repeats itself. Until then I can pretend pretty well. Can't you tell I'm much better off without that hopeful pang of doubt? 'Cause I can't think about vanilla. Oh, you're melting, and I'm melting. You're melting, and I'm
Yeah, so isn't it just better to get a solid no when it's a case of unrequited love? I think so, and that's what Vanilla is all about. Thank you, Andras Jones, for that co-write. Love it. All right, here's another great co-write here, and give me 2 seconds here. I have to make one adjustment. And pardon me, just a short technical break here. And doot, and doot. Sorry. Hang tight. We're coming in on the end of the album, actually. And okay, there we go. Thank you. I had to tell my boss at work to hang on. I can't answer him right now. All right. All right, back to the co-write. This one, Only Losing Me. This, to me, this is the underdog of the album. I just love this song. And I, maybe because it just has the chord change of, Shelter from the Storm in it or something. I can't remember, something off of Blood on the Tracks. But I just love playing this song. And just inside the musician's mind, I remember playing this in San Francisco like 6-7 years ago. Joe Fields, if you're on the line, I know that you were at that show. And I just remember this one soaring really high. It's strange that I can... Oh, wow, weird. I was wearing these pants at that gig. Oh, wow. Crazy. I mark everything in not in measurements of time or anything, but in wardrobe. What is the measurement of wardrobe? Would that be by the yard or by the skein? Anyway, okay. Michael McCartney. Emmett Rhodes. Thank you. Michael McCartney. Finally, we're zipping around. This reminds me of the Emmett Rhodes, the first album cover. When he was Andras, I love you. We're looking at the great photography on your cover. Anyway, we're searching for Emmett Rhodes, terrific popster from the 70s, overlooked, forgotten, and great songwriter. Thank you, Michael. Mark Minatola writes, do you remember My Bird singing Blackbird? Yeah, I was playing Blackbird by this guy named Paul McCartney at Minatola's house concert in the release cycle for this record. And during the break, where you, no, or whatever. And his bird started singing right in there. It's like crazy. All right. Let's see. Were you thinking of Emmett Rhodes? Yes. Thank you, Kathy. All right, Mark. Only Losing Me. One of my faves from this album. Yes. Thank you. And back to, and that's why we're going to play it right now. I still have that itch on my back. Ugh. Help me out. Ugh. Up, up, up. Thank you. Oh, what would I do without you people? That's not the sound. Yeah, there we go.
Somewhere in my parallel you lie, just a little to what's left of my middle. That's your right. Somewhere in 4 directions I could fly on a riddle in your arms, but they're brittle and I fall. The tricks you got away with make me cringe that I'm okay with massive passing fancy finding free. That's okay, you're only losing me. Hey, if change is meant to be, then losing was okay. We've given and agreed to let love be a sign that you can never really mind the way you wanna see. You're only losing me. Somewhere by the bedside, I feign that I'm little when you play non-committal. When someone so peripheral can't sustain even this pull, shoot, and miss, then we kiss, all we wish for goodbye. Ones you played a game with, stitched and stayed, I walk away with a birthday's half forgotten memory. Puzzle piece, you're only losing me. Hey, if change is meant to be, and losing was okay, we give in and agree. see. You're only losing me. Hey, hey, no, true. Love does not unwind, and you will never be mine the way you want to be. You're only losing me. Hey, if change is meant to be, then losing was okay. You're only losing me.
There you go. Oh, I had the wrong banner up. Oh, I didn't know the wrong banner up. I didn't even type in that banner. All right. I won't ruin things with technicalities. Hello, everybody. That was a song called You're Only Losing Me, written with Brooke Michael, one of my favorite people in the whole universe. And she lives in the Bay Area as well. Brooke Michael, I love you and miss you. All right. Moving on to a song that didn't debut on the Wisely record, but a song that I wanted to include on the Wisely record because as we were releasing it, the video starring Jenna Fischer was blowing up, and it made sense. Like the Rembrandts putting the Friends theme on their album at the last minute. There's actually some copies of the Rembrandts album out there without the Friends theme on it. But it was the same deal. It's like, oh wow, the single's popping. Like, let's put that song on your new record too. And I did. I don't mind doing that. I don't know. It was a commercial decision, but Through Any Window fits so nicely on this record. It was really a no-brainer. And what we did is we remixed it. We took some small overdubs off of it. There were multi-track guitars. We put them in opposite speakers. There's a double-tracked vocal. We put them in opposite speakers. So if you mute this side, you get one performance of Through Any Window. And then if you mute this side, you get this performance of Through Any Window. So it's like a 2-for-1. And we took off all the overdubs. So you can have a mono version of two different songs in the same track. One sine wave, twice the song.
Early in the morning when the sun comes through any window, breaks the promise of each day, a new early morning. Through any window, blue is the memory of a bedroom eyes, green as the envy I can't hide, red is the color that she lays so bare. Early morning, sunlight kissed me on my head of gloom. An early morning, lights across the bed then fade by noon through any window. An early morning, blue is the memory of a bedroom eyes, green as the envy I can't hide, red is the color that she lays so bare. Early morning, any window. School bus take them far from home, take the children far from home, take the children far from home, soon to see how sad their lives become. Through any window, and blue is the memory of a bedroom eyes, green as the envy I can't hide, Red is the color that she lays so bare in early morn. Any window, early morning, any window.
There you go. One more song on the Wisely album, also known as OXOX. And again, you can get the vinyl and the CD and the T-shirt, the Stork T-shirt at my Bandcamp page. And sign up for the mailing list at my Facebook artist page. Any other sort of... yeah, I think that's all. Just one more shout out to Mother's Day. All you mothers, I wouldn't be here without you. We wouldn't be here without you, of course. And that's a platitude. This next song was written for the favorite mother in my life. And I remember I wrote this. I wanted to give her a honeymoon gift. And so I wrote this one quickly and secretly. At the time, my recording studio was, are you sitting down? In our bedroom. Big drag. Kay likes to go to bed on time, and she's got a full-time job, and I've got my studio in there, so I'm working on headphones. And if the headphones were even more than a whisper, or if there was a hi-hat in the music, it was keeping her up. It was tough, man. We were in a small place, so I had to secretly write her a honeymoon song. We got married in 03, and our honeymoon was in 04. And wait, I'm confusing things. The honeymoon was right after the wedding. Yeah, so in 03. And I played her this song on our ride home from Carmel, California. And I was so nervous, I can't remember how she reacted. I'll get her in here one day and she can tell you. This song closes out OXOX, and this song ends the album, and you may recall On My Way begins the album. And for some reason, those songs, when the CD is on repeat, like the lyric says in Vanilla, those songs just flow so well into each other. And to me, this album makes so much sense. It's so tight together. It just starts and stops, and it becomes an ever-widening gyre of musical meaning. So, and here we go. We end with a Mother's Day wish to my dear Kay, my dear wife Kay, to mothers everywhere. You are music to my soul, more beauty than I've ever known. I want to sing to you a misty melody. As long as you love me, as long as you love me, as long as you love me, I'll be singing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got a love song on my mind. Your beauty drips from every line. Your lips are harmony repeating. As long as you love me, as long as you love me, as long as you love me, I'll be singing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanna sing to you a
awesome melody. Remind you of that misty morning when you first made sweet love to me. You are music to my soul, darling. How do you do it? I don't know. Again, my ears start to ring. As long as you love me, as long as you love me, as long as you love me, and I'll be singing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be singing, oh, yo, 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 yo. I got a love song on my mind. I've got a love song on my mind. I've got a love song on my mind. You are the music to my soul. Everything I own is all aboard. Turn off the lights, slide the key underneath the door. I look at you, you look at me, we look around, and then we realize there's nothing left to do. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Really on my way. Somewhere. All right, and that's the Wisely album. That is the OXOX album in its entirety. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to check in with the comments one more time just to catch some of your love and awesomeness. And I'm certainly not above some love and awesomeness. And let's see, the comments we're going to. Bossa. Yeah, Mitch, that was definitely in a Bossa style. All right, Mark Copeland, fave track on this album, I'll be singing. Shout out to Carl Capriolio. Oh, and Olio Records for taking a shot on this album. They did. Yes, Mark and Carl both did an excellent job on that record and really changed my life as they did it too. Yeah, that was essentially my first and only sort of, would you call that a major label distributed record? Something like that? That was pretty exciting times. It was pretty exciting times. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Randy. Joe Pace, great album. Thank you for such a wonderful set. Randy, my Mother's Day present to myself. You aren't a mother, you're a mofo. All right, and John Hermanson, very nice. Thank you. Randy, oh, you ordered the vinyl. Thank you so much. I get my notifications are turned off during these sets, so I don't get to celebrate in real time with you. Joe Pace, beautiful. Thank you very much. Mitch, my favorite Wisely tune so far. I love you. Cliff, I love you too. I love that. I've listened to both sides of that song. Yeah, he's talking about Through Any Window. That's great. Cliff, we got to write together once this sequestration is over. Right on. And it's so good to see all you friends here. Lori, thank you. I believe the time measure of clothes is in pant years. I measured my time in terms of my wardrobe, not in terms of years or days. And so I like pant years. All right, everybody. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, everybody. I love you, and I'll see you next Sunday at 5 p.m. for the Stayin' Home Again World Tour.